Nonprofit organization Survivors Empowered says it's on a mission to provide mental health services to survivors and those affected by gun violence. It all started after its founders experienced that very same trauma firsthand.
Doing interviews or talks about what it's like to be a survivor.
If you ask Sandy Phillips what her greatest piece of advice is, she'd tell you this.
Don't stay angry. Hug them every time you can. Don't ever let them out of the door without saying, I love you and you're important to me.
She calls it a solid reminder for everyone because she knows what it's like firsthand to lose a loved one to gun violence. And these days, she says, you simply never know.
It's a dangerous world we're in right now.
On July 20th, 2012, Sandy lost her daughter Jessie in the Aurora movie theater shooting. In the months following, her daughter's passing would serve as fuel to Sandy and her husband Lonnie's fire to help others experiencing the trauma of losing a loved one to gun violence.
We've been to 17 mass shootings now. We have built bridges into impacted communities. We've met people from all over the country, from border to border and coast to coast. And their needs are vast.
With boots on the ground, they go straight to work, helping people get back to enjoying their life.
We know that trauma therapy immediately after the fact really helps these people to start to move forward and not be left with PTSD that's untreated.
Sandy says it's important that survivors and others affected experience their grief in its entirety, calling them a changed person forever.
When this first happens to you, you don't want to live through it. You just want to curl up and die.
And in the aftermath, deeply affected when other shootings occur.
Every time there's another mass shooting, all trauma victims and survivors are triggered again.
In Boulder, Survivors Empowered saw more than 60 people during the first 24 hours after the shooting. After losing Jessie, Sandy says mental health support saved her.
I turned to my husband and I said, I'm going to need help to get through this because it's such a devastating loss.
Now she's on a mission to save others.
It's a hard job to do. It's a very emotional job to do. And it's very rewarding to know that we're helping them through their pain, maybe just this much, but we're helping them get through it.
The nonprofit continues to have a physical presence in Boulder and continues to help those that have experienced this in the past, such as those in Aurora, Highlands Ranch, Colorado Springs, to name a few. But due to the pandemic, it's reverting most of the appointments to be held through online meetings. So if you are a licensed therapist and would like to help or would like to support Survivors Empowered in a different way, we provided information on how you can do so on krdo.com. In studio, Natalie Haddad, KRDO News Channel 13.